this really addresses some of the silver linings in this very dark cloud, and some of the opportunities. There are many more than this. This is by no means meant to be exhaustive. There's a lot more to it than this. But uh, George, I think that in many areas of life, when you have a crisis like this moves us forward. It pushes, or it, I guess the way to say it is it brings the future closer to us because it hastens a lot of things, a lot of development of technology, certainly virtual technologies, virtual reality itself, ways that people can interact without being there in person. And online learning. We've seen the universities tell the kids to go home and study there. And I think they're going to discover soon that the emperor has no clothes, by the way. We'll get to that a little more later. And work from home has become not only acceptable, but required by many companies. And I think a lot of people are at home. I'm reading on social media, they're at home studying for their next career. I was just reading a post about a bartender who, now that they're at home, they're studying marketing and home-based business opportunities and real estate investing. And I bet you the subscriptions for Skillshare and Code Academy and all
Yeah.
these online learning platforms are way up now.
Yeah.
Now, not everybody will be productive. A lot of them are sitting around drinking beer and eating potato chips, but hopefully most will make this a
Yeah.
productive opportunity. Thoughts?
Yeah. I need to make an online course ASAP.
Yeah, you do. I think we're all going to be impressed. As dark as many things seem, we're going to be impressed with the human spirit and human ingenuity, and just people all over the world inventing new things, and just making lemonade out of lemons. Okay, it will happen. There's going to be a lot more bad news, but there's going to be some great things that come out of this. Not the least of which is something that and this is for the U.S. and maybe for every country in their own domestic economies. But Trump has campaigned on this platform, and his administration has really been about bringing jobs back to America, and I think that is going to accelerate dramatically because the U.S. at least has discovered that we don't want to be too dependent on China or any other country for that matter for the supply chain. We gotta make some of our own stuff here, obviously, like we used to. Negative interest rates, free money, getting paid to borrow. Investors are taking advantage of that and will continue. And I've predicted, George, that there will be this once this is sort of over. But I've got a message where I'm already seeing clues to this, that there will be a migration to lower density living. And I predicted years ago the rise of the suburbs. And America is very unique in that it has suburban living.
Yeah.
Very few countries have that around the world. That's a very American idea. The burbs, the suburbs, and Rush has a song about it. Actually, the band Rush, called Subdivisions, which is interesting. But after the scare is over, people living in high density, overpriced, low quality, I argue low quality of life places like New York City, downtown LA, to a lesser extent, downtown Portland, San Francisco, Seattle, San Diego, Miami, Boston, anywhere around the world, high density living. People are going to start thinking about, maybe I don't want to live crammed in with so many people. I think this concern will be with us for a generation. And COVID-19 won't be the last virus concern. And we're going to become, as a global population, much more sensitive to this kind of stuff. And I think that will create a migration, at least among a decent percentage of the population, toward low density housing. So I created commandment number 22, and it really falls in line with everything we've been doing for the last 16 years, where we've been helping investors invest in suburban houses, suburban single family homes that are low density. It's easy to socially distance in those places, and I think we'll see that trend increase. So that's going to be an opportunity for real estate investors. And then what I alluded to early, the decline of the university debt enslavement complex. Because and yeah, and Tucker Carlson did a great piece on this. I don't know if you've seen it,
That's a
where
great way to describe it.
yeah, it is. It's disgusting. I should add government in there, but it's too long because government's a co-conspirator through Sally Mae insuring these student loans.
Right.
But students have been told to go study at home, and now they're going to think, why am I paying so much, or why are my parents paying so much for this university education when they're not even offering a college experience anymore? And universities are going to be stuck with all sorts of real estate. And by the way, the decline of commercial real estate is going to be a big concern for people, okay? Because commercial real estate is going to suffer dramatically from this. But they're going to realize, now we're stuck with all these buildings that, we don't need, and they're not used, and students are not going to pay 50 grand a year to log on to a website and take a course. It's just we're going to discover that the emperor has no clothes, and it's about time. Home sweet home is the center of the universe, and this migration from high to low density living, from the high rise you see on the screen to the suburbs, the nice green suburbs.